Hey everybody, welcome back. It's a brand new week. We got another new show that we're starting. No longer are we on the Hawkeye Watch Party After Show because that was last week. This week we're back to Star Wars. It has been a year without anything Star Wars related, and we're back with the Book of Boba Fett. Welcome to the Watch Party and After Show. I'd like to introduce my guests for this episode, and you know they're here every week. So Malik.
Hi. Follow me on Malik on Ox, like always. The Book of Boba Fett. It's kind of weird to talk about something that's not Marvel related on this. So I'm excited. It looks good. The trailers look amazing. I can't wait to see what we get because, I mean, for years, we only got maybe 4 minutes of Boba Fett, but he was such a fan favorite, and now we finally get a show. So we'll see.
Exactly. And the one, the only, down below, who is on mute.
I'm sorry. Because I was full blundering around. So once again, it is me, the J to the E to the double F ray. I hope everyone had a good Christmas weekend. You're back. You're raring to go. Thank you for joining us for the Muse Watch Party Book of Boba Fett. Thanks for having me, Mike.
Oh, as always, it's always good to have you in here. And this is our first ever Star Wars watch party because we didn't do these.
Yeah, until
Mandalorian.
until the Marvel shows were well underway. But
yeah, so this is our very first.
We were doing other watch parties for Star Wars and Mandalorian, but so let me think. This is only the second live action Star Wars TV series, I guess.
Yes,
unless you count the Ewoks miniseries.
Yeah.
Was that Candid?
Well, those were mini. Well, this is kind of like a miniseries.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I don't know.
Yeah.
They're legend. I don't know. Ask Kathleen Kennedy. It's not my area of expertise, but so this, I guess, this is the second real live action Star Wars TV series. I think for years we wondered about Star Wars going to TV. George Lucas developed a Star Wars TV series for a long time that never got off the ground. Post Disney buyout, we got our first one with the Mandalorian, and it was a home run. Some would even argue it was a grand slam. So now this is the next iteration of Star Wars episodic television. So I'll be curious to see how it turns out. And I got my Boba Fett Funko here with me.
And that is a cool one. I gotta admit, I do not have a Boba Fett Funko.
It has the bobble. Here's another one I brought along.
Oh, that one's cool.
Boba Fett gets his prize with the Han Solo. See, he's got the Han Solo and carbonate. So I'm not a big Funko collector, but I get a few. And I've always been a big Boba Fett fan, so these were the one was I think an Amazon Treasure Box exclusive, so I had to get that.
Mm-hmm.
So very excited. I just get the ones I want.
Mm-hmm.
But any thoughts or hopes from what we're getting out of this series? We know that this is going to be mostly, I guess, after the events of season 2 of The Mandalorian, where it looks like Boba is taking over Jabba's operation, Jabba the Hutt.
I got one. And there's one that I've been waiting for since I was a kid. Since after Return of the Jedi. To find out was how did he survive the Sarlacc pit? And I'm hoping that they show it.
It looks like some of the footage in the teasers and the TV spots looks like it picks up right after he escapes from the Sarlacc pit. Mm-hmm. So we know he survived. Yeah. And I feel like if they tease us with that and never show how he got out, I'm going to be ticked off.
Yeah.
Because I think we have all, I mean, since 1983, And since the Star Wars expanded universe began and Boba Fett kind of lived on in the expanded universe, and now he officially lives on into the current sort of canonical mythology, we've wondered, like, did Boba Fett live? Did he survive? How did he get out? So if they tease us with that and don't reveal it, I will be very angry. But what do you think, Malik? Boba Fett getting out of the Sarlacc?
They at least have to give us a brief, whether they show us physically or he just talks about it. I feel like they at least have to cover that. But so far from The Mandalorian, because The Mandalorian has been a phenomenal show, like you said, I think they're pretty on par with how their rollouts of the shows and development. This is only the second show ever. I understand we have more shows to come, but I feel like this is going to be a pretty good one so far.
One thing I want to note, Disney did not do review screeners, at least for me, for this series. In fact, I just got an email today. I won't be getting a screener until after midnight, after the show debuts. So they're not letting the media watch review screeners. And if they have, they're keeping mum about it. And you know what? After what's happened with spoilers recently, and I'm not going to get too into the weeds on this, I can't really blame studios for doing that. But whatever.
I haven't heard of anybody who got screeners for Boba Fett or interviews or anything.
I think this is just, it's Boba Fett, it's Star Wars. I guess they just don't feel like they have to give it as big a push. People are gonna tune in regardless.
Yeah.
I did get I got screeners for Loki. I got screeners for Hawkeye. So this is not, as far as the Disney Plus shows, this is not the norm.
Yeah, exactly. And there's a lot of live shows that are going to start at midnight, but I think we're the first live show that's up. So please stay with us, comment, be a part of the show, talk, let us know what you're thinking and what you're feeling, because this is going to be a fun show. So just wanted to add that in there with you guys. And you could go to the rest, but this is the best. So stay here.
Do we get any exclusive people showing up in the first season, or is this just a single series, like a one season thing?
Well, when you say exclusive, Malik, like what do you mean?
I mean, like in The Mandalorian, we got a couple people, but it wasn't until season 2. We didn't really get anybody.
Do you mean legacy characters or new characters?
More legacy characters, more per se. Like I know we got.
You mean characters from the original trilogy?
Yes.
There have been rumors. I don't really want to say one way or the other. I'm sure we will, because it's Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni, and Robert Rodriguez, who directed one of the best episodes in season 2. And I don't know if he's directing the pilot tonight, but I'm sure we are going to see. I'm sure we're going to see a mix of legacy characters and also characters, maybe that were introduced in the prequels or even the Clone Wars. I think we'll see a mix.
Yeah, I think so too, and I think you're going to see some from what we've seen in the cartoons and things like that mixed in. That were bounty hunter. We're going to see a lot of bounty hunters, I'm thinking. So it's going to be interesting to see.
We're going to see bounty hunters. We're going to see crime lords and crime syndicate heads, probably. Fennec Shand is like, it basically looks like his right-hand woman. And man, I love Ming-Na Wen, and I'm so glad she's a part of this show.
Same here.
So I'm glad, she was a one-off character in the first season, so they brought her back with Boba Fett in season 2, and now she's co-starring in this season. And Ming-Na Wen is great in everything. She was great in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So I'm so glad, that, and she's played this character in Bad Batch, too. in animation. So I'm glad that she's gotten to sort of play this, role in live action and animation. And so I'm very excited to see what's in store for her, because I think this is a great character, and I'm looking forward to seeing her get more fleshed out as well, in addition to Boba Fett.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. It'll be interesting because I mean, we got a little more of what her character was in the Bad Batch, but not much. But hopefully, they do talk about her a little bit more. I'm curious to see what time they're going to launch it and put it on Disney Plus. Are we going to get that 10-minute head start, or?
That's a good question.
I got told it's going to be hitting. I don't even know if I can say that. Let's see. I got told 12:01 a.m., but that's not for Disney Plus.
Okay.
And that's 12:01 Pacific time. So if you're on the East Coast, that's like 3:01 a.m. But we'll be keeping an eye on it. And Mike, why don't you tell people how we like to do our sort of watch party version?
Yeah, so this is how everything goes here on the watch parties. And so pretty much what we do, we're talking about it right now. We're just kind of like getting everything, we're getting excited about it. We're getting ready to go. Once the show starts and once it goes live on Disney Plus, we go black, we take out the audio, you won't see us on the screen. We'll watch the show. And then once the show finishes, immediately once it's done, we'll jump back on and we'll have a discussion about it, talk about it, really see what we like, what we don't like. We'll rate the episode and review it right on time. So that's pretty much what we do. If you want to support the channel, don't forget to support us. You could super chat us. There's many different ways in which you can support the channel so you can see this, and as we're growing, to be able to be a part of this as well. So don't forget, comment, talk, and we're going to bring you up. We're going to put a little comment box in there, making sure you ask your questions, and we'll talk about them. And since we are on Christmas break for many of us, we haven't really been working much. We can stay on a little bit longer if we need to. So it's always a good time to do that. So yeah, that's how everything goes. I just saw something. I was actually doing a little search about it. So it's 7 episodes, correct?
Yes.
7 episodes. They're saying it comes out at 3 a.m. Eastern time, but so that would be midnight here in the West Coast. Nothing about early or anything, the dropping of early, but Disney and Disney Plus, they've been dropping shows early. So
okay, so for tonight's episode, Robert Rodriguez, I believe, is the director.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't gotten all the details. I'm trying to look up some materials. Robert Rodriguez, he directed Chapter 14 of Mandalorian Season 2. He's also one of the executive producers, along with Favreau and Filoni, for this season. So, and Robert Rodriguez is great. So I'm glad he's on board for this show. And did you ever see that sort of visual storyboard he did with his sons for his action scene in Mandalorian?
No, I didn't see that.
See, I think that's something we can do on here. So as we're waiting, I'll send you the link and maybe we can show a clip of it.
Shit, they don't even have a little board saying that coming December 29th.
No, you have to on my Disney Plus.
Mm-hmm.
Since I already had it on my watch list, you have to go to your watch list or just type it in, and then you can find it. They have nothing up and ready for it, which makes me even more excited because usually they would at least have a board for it, let you know, hey, this is coming.
Mm-hmm. That is nuts. Like, I mean, they've done it with all the Marvel shows. That's why I'm kind of like, oh, there it is. Oops, not that.
And then if you click on the actual Star Wars tab, it's not on there either. You have to actually search it.
That's what I did. I went to the Star Wars tab and it wasn't on there at all. So that's interesting. That is crazy. So let's see how that
Robert
goes.
Rodriguez, he's such a talented director because he also scores his films, he edits his films. Like he's a multi-talented filmmaker. So
Oh yeah.
and I think Alita Battle Angel was it was a cool underrated film.
Yeah,
I mean,
actually liked it. I may have been the one.
Desperado. I mean, going all the way back to Desperado, he's
shoot, not even
a
that.
fun director.
The original version of El Mariachi.
El Mariachi
in Spanish. That was really good. Really good. And he has a great lineup of
Was
films.
that like his student film?
Yeah.
Did he make that like right out of college or what?
Yeah.
That's kind of like what I recall. I'm okay. He did I'm trying to find this backyard footage he did for. Okay, like I found the screenshots. I'm trying to find the actual footage he did.
Damn, my eyes are bad tonight. Sorry. Got new contacts and new glasses, so my eyes are kind of like shot. So you're gonna have to see me with glasses.
Oh, the first Sin City, I think, is also a really cool film.
Yeah, that was really good.
That was
sort of like that, and that was sort of like in that first big wave of comic book movies. You know, where you had your Spider-Man and your X-Men's, but then you had like, you had a couple more experimental kind of like hard art dark films, kind of like Sin City, that kind of just stood out and were really cool and neat.
Yeah, I didn't like the second one, but the first one was really good.
First one was good. I like.
Yeah, the first one was a good film.
I never saw the second one.
I saw the second one and turned it off like halfway through. I didn't go. I didn't want to pay for it.
I just think they waited too long. You know.
Yeah.
I just think.
Like with Avatar?
The Sin City. I think time will tell with Avatar. I don't really want to. I don't like betting against James Cameron. I remember back in the day thinking Titanic was gonna bomb.
Yeah.
Just because you heard all the horror stories and how big the budget was. So, but
well, the ride in Florida is really good. That Avatar ride.
No, but with Sin City, Sin City was a smaller. It was a success, but it was like a smaller scale, lower budget thing. And I mean, it was successful to its budget.
Yeah.
But I just think, that kind of movie, you don't wait like. When did the second one come out? Because the first one came out.
2014.
So they waited 9 years to make a sequel, right?
Yeah.
So that's 9 years. Sorry, I think my screen is frozen, so it'll take me a minute to get back. So I might have to get out and get back in, guys. Sorry.
Yeah, no problem.
It did
good
39.4 million in the box office. The second one.
What was that?
The second one did 39.4 million in the box office.
Yeah, and I think it did nowhere near as well as the original, basically. Okay, my computer's going a bit wonky, so sorry.
Oh, no problem. We're hoping soon that the show will be coming up.
Yeah.
It's 11:48, so hopefully we get that nice ahead of time release. Nope, nothing yet. So just to recap and to let everybody know, we're waiting right now for them to drop Disney Plus to drop the Book of Boba Fett. You can watch along with us on Disney Plus. We will be trying a new software, hopefully within this whole thing, where you'll be able to. Who was that?
My bad.
I was like, what? But we're gonna try, and there's a new feature on Apple. If you have an Apple TV, and you have an Apple product, I believe there's a way you could actually do a watch party now with people who have that product. We're gonna try that and try and implement that in the future. We weren't able to test it before this show, unfortunately, but we'll try it for hopefully either next show or the week after to try and get that all done. But let's take a look. We're at 11:50. See if the show's on.
I got nothing.
You got nothing?
I mean, going out, coming back.
It's on. Shows up. Episode 1 is up. So, everybody, did you get it yet?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, cool. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna get off. We're gonna turn off our video. We're gonna silence our mics. We're gonna watch the episode, and we'll be back as soon as it comes back up. So we'll see you in a bit. Hey, we are back. Just finished the first episode of the Book of Boba Fett. We're hoping that Jeffrey will come back on pretty soon after we get everything started. But until he comes back, let's get this started now. What did you think of the episode?
I liked it. It was good. So we're getting answers to what happened. Mm-hmm. And I like the slow playing of explaining it to us, because for years none of us knew. I mean, we all thought he was dead.
Yeah.
At least I thought he was dead for sure. So seeing him make it out, and then this slow play of him having to go through slavery and everything, mm-hmm. It's pretty good. And then I also like the tidbits of them talking about Jabba and the differences of how he wants to run things as opposed to Jabba. Mm-hmm. So I'm excited. I think the show's going to be pretty good.
I think this is the way it should have started. Like giving the backstory, giving more exposition, mm-hmm. and just jumping into present day. Because it's like we have to see like what happened during this whole time. Mm-hmm. What happened to him? Like we know, at least I know, after reading the books when I was a kid and how he survived the Sarlacc pit. But it's like to see it visually, and mm-hmm. the way they did it was great. I love seeing that, and I love the way they're showing the present and then going back to the past, and that every time he's in the back of the tank, that's when we're seeing the past, because and the way they say it, how he sees visions. Mm-hmm. And I love, and that the visions are coming back. I love how the back of the tank is what gives us that little what's been going on during all this time.
I also love how the fact that they didn't make it seem like he just got out and he was perfectly fine. Like, no, he was on the verge of death. He was almost dead. He laid it just as waste in the desert for a couple of days before anybody actually truly found him. And it was like, okay, he's alive. Let's actually use him. So I love all the little minor details to it.
And it's beautifully shot. I'm watching it on an HDR television in Dolby Vision, and it looked amazing. It looked really good, well shot. Everything looked great, and we're seeing different things that we haven't seen in Tatooine, mm-hmm. which is really cool. I like that they're showing different places and different things around Tatooine that we have never seen before in any of the films or any of the series, and that's what's cool. I like that. It's really good. I like this first episode, even though it is slow, but it should be. I think they did it right.
Yeah, I don't. If they jump straight into action, I would be a little upset, because it's. I mean, for the younger fans that don't really know, or they tried to binge watch all through Star Wars, just prepare for the last couple of episodes that came out within recent years, you're not going to really understand. I mean, you'll see it, but you're not going to truly understand Boba Fett and what happened and the entire Mandalorian lore of them, because really Boba Fett was the iconic Mandalorian before the show and all of that. So I think it was pretty good.
Yeah, I think so too. I see Marvin had commented at 12:09, so I'm pretty sure he'll be coming on very soon. As we're all wrapping up watching it and everything. I know Jeffrey had some technical difficulties and he's trying to jump on after he watches the show. So he got it. He's watching it a little late as well. But wow, I really, really do like the way they did this though. I mean, and the way they started off the show and the way they show everything. It just I'm looking for this is what I wish Hawkeye would have done.
Mm-hmm.
And because like after the first 2 episodes of Hawkeye, I was not really like I was like, okay. But with this one, it's like I'm waiting for the next episode. I want to see more. I want to see where this is going and where the story is going to lead. And that's what I like. Like keep me intrigued.
I think
I'm not just saying that because I'm a Star Wars fan and I grew up with it. Like, but still, I still want to see it. Like, it keeps me involved. What were you gonna say?
I just was gonna say I think what makes this one so appealing and so it's gonna be such a good standalone is the fact that it can do that. Like we know where it takes place and how it fits onto the timeline and everything, but it's a completely different story in and of itself. And I think that's what makes like Star Wars so special is because with Marvel, we can pinpoint and connect the dots with everything. But with Star Wars, things are connected, but it's so much time in between each movie that like there's so much filler that we're getting now.
Yeah.
And I mean, if it keeps being beautifully shot like this, I have no problem with that because that was just I think he did a really good job at directing it and picking which shots
Mm-hmm.
to select.
And I love the fact there isn't much dialogue in this whole show.
Mm-hmm.
When you really think about it, there really isn't much dialogue, and like Timo Morrison is really playing Boba Fett. That's just his acting right there, playing off of whatever the Sand People are saying, and that's Tusken Raiders or whatever group of Tusken Raiders this is, and that's what I like too. I mean, it could have been a completely different, but it looks like Robert Rodriguez really wanted to tell a story and take a shot at something different that we haven't seen
Mm-hmm.
Star Wars world. So that's pretty cool. Hopefully, everybody's going to be jumping on pretty soon, so that we could all talk about this, discuss it, and see what everybody thought about this the Book of Boba Fett, which just premiered at it came out 10 minutes early as always, 11:50 p.m. on the West Coast. So we got it a little bit earlier, which is great. At least we didn't have to wait till like 12:01.
Right.
It's always good. So like yeah, I mean I'm really looking forward to the series. It's just and I love how Ming Wan, I believe is her name. She is great in this.
Yeah, I also love the very subtle dialogue that they have.
Mhm,
The witty wordplay back and forth, the dry humor.
mhm.
I think it's pretty good. I mean, I'm a huge fan of dry humor. That's just my
Yeah.
kind of comedy. But I'm really looking forward to all the other crime lords
Mhm,
that we're gonna see because I feel like we're gonna see a lot of them pretty early, especially with the group that attacked at the end. I don't really remember. I knew everybody up until this point with the Tusken Raiders. That group that attacked, I don't know their names
mhm.
at all or who they belong to or what they are. Of course, we'll get to find out later, but I kind of want to know now though. It's one of those things. I hate when you get uh when you can get shows and get an entire season and then you go back to the format of single episode a week.
Mm-hmm.
It just, man.
Yeah. Exactly. And I think that's what I like about this is that we're getting it's building up to something. And I think that's even just off of the first episode you could tell it's building up to something big. And I'm hoping that's the case and that every episode is going to lead a little bit more into what we are looking for and we're looking forward to out of the show. Hopefully Marvin has already finished the episode so we have him come in. He's been around he always comes into the watch parties and we'd love to hear his thoughts on what everybody else is thinking. If you've just finished the episode, come on board, make a comment. We'd love to hear what your thoughts are of the very first episode of the Book of Boba Fett. I mean, that's what we're here for, to discuss, talk, and really get into the whole thing. We'd love to have a great discussion with everybody about this new Disney Plus show. But I'm really starting to really like the show, and here we go. We got Jeffrey Harris coming in. Jeffrey, what do you think?
Okay, I'm working on a quick fix right here, but so I'm literally in digital purgatory right now as I try to fix my computer. So just bear with me for a bit.
Yeah, no problem. But yeah, so anything else about the show that you want to talk about?
Nothing's more specifically about until we can hear Jeffrey's thoughts and point of views, but
it was too short. Too short. Like, come on, give us like another 10 minutes at least. That was kind of an abrupt ending, right?
Yeah, it was 38 minutes. Well, really,
it wasn't even that.
Oh.
That's with credits and logos and stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was like a solid 30 minutes of actual screen.
I'm just like, it was good, but like I needed a little bit more because it was mostly flashbacks, and the flashbacks are good and all that, but that was, you see, if this was a binge series, we could just go to the next episode. But man, I feel like we needed like a second part here. This felt like the first half of a full episode, really.
They were only dropping one episode today, correct?
Correct, as far as I know.
So that's why I said, like, yeah, I wish we could got a second episode, but it's not too bad.
I love the how Star Wars is going to episodes, I should say, for a lot of their new stuff that they're rolling out. I mean, we're going to get Andor in the future. We're going to get Obi-Wan, Ahsoka. So I love getting more fleshed out versions of Star Wars instead of getting 2.5 hours, almost 3 hour movie. Then we have to wait another year or 2 years for another one. The fact that we're getting shows and we're getting shows more frequently, I'm super excited for.
Yeah, same here. I'm happy. The more Star Wars, the better for me. I'll always take that. And so far, the shows have been really, really good. And this one, I liked it. I liked the show. Yeah, I agree with Jeffrey that it was too short. I was expecting a 45 minutes to an hour show, but that's what I always love. So here we go. He's back. But he was back. So yeah, Jeffrey's been having technical difficulties, but we're hoping that he'll be back.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell happened. I had this weird computer thing. Something weird happened. I don't know what it was. Sorry about that, guys.
Oh, no problem.
But at least it happened like right as the episode was dropping, you know?
Well, true. So
what did you guys think?
I liked it. I liked the pacing. I liked the fact the way the flashback scenes. I'll deal with him going back into the Bacta tank.
Okay.
I love that part. I love that it gives you a little taste of the future. Like the pacing. I love the fact that they take risks, and you can tell Robert Rodriguez took a risk in this first episode.
And Robert Rodriguez was in the episode. He had a cameo.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I didn't.
I think
see
he
him.
was. I think he was the guitar. He was the guitarist in the band at that little like spa casino.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I want to look. Yeah, I want to look at the credits again. But like all the flashbacks and everything were great.
Mm-hmm.
And like I like that he's holding court and he's trying to sort of establish himself and he's trying to do it his own way, but Fennec is pointing out like doing it his way might, it might get other, crime lords and gangsters to see him as weak and vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
And he actually is vulnerable physically. Something's going on with him. It looks like either the Sarlacc pit or that time in the desert did some permanent damage.
Yeah.
Which he's not, you kind of hinted at a little bit earlier. But what do you think's going on, Mike?
I think it's the time of the desert more than the Sarlacc pit because we really don't know how long he has been in the pit. And I'm thinking it was just like days to weeks after that Return of the Jedi. That's what I'm thinking, because he's not
probably not weeks, because he definitely unless the Sarlacc was like actually keeping him alive that long. But
it's like how many? What did they say when in Return of the Jedi that as you die slowly,
like you're digested over 1,000 years or something?
Yeah. So I don't know.
Okay, so Robert Rodriguez played Doc Strassi.
Mm-hmm.
So dollars to donuts when they go into that casino, that kind of with the Twi'leks. I bet he's the one playing the guitar.
Yeah. Yep. But we got our first look at Jennifer Beals in the show too.
Oh man. When I was surprised when that was Jennifer Beals.
Mm-hmm.
And she's looking good considering she's almost 60.
Yep.
Not bad.
Flashdance does some great things.
So was she like the head of that casino?
Yeah.
What was the character? I don't remember the character's name.
I don't. They don't have the name of the character.
I didn't even know she was going to be in this series. Yeah. Oh! You'll probably recognize this name, Mike. One of the guards was Frank Trigg.
Oh shit! Oh, sorry. It's late.
I'm trying to keep it clean here, man. Frank Trigg is a former UFC fighter, wrestler. He's done some professional wrestling, combat sports. He's fought for the UFC title. He's a UFC Hall of Famer. Mm-hmm. But he was one of the bodyguards for Boba Fett that he hires. That's pretty neat. I did not know that. So let's see what else. Daniel Logan. We didn't really get any new footage of young Boba Fett. It looked like it was all taken from Attack of the Clones, right? In the flashbacks.
Yeah, it was.
What I get the sense is that, like, Boba Fett's on a journey here. Like, Boba Fett is done taking orders and doing the bidding of others. Now he's the guy in charge, and he's going to do it his way. And I feel like maybe he's learned from some of his past mistakes and what he's. I'm not saying he's out for redemption, but he's trying to change things for himself for the better. I think that's what's going on.
Yeah. And I think you're right on that, at least from what it looks like. He wants to rule a different way, but yet still show strength.
Well, I think because, like, he used to work for Jabba the Hutt. He used to work for Boba Fett. Mm-hmm. And I think he's just done with all that now.
Yeah.
And I wonder... See, I wonder exactly when those like I wonder when we see him in captivity with the Tusken Raiders, the Sand People. I wonder if Darth Vader and Emperor Palpatine had already been defeated at that point or what.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
okay, I'm just trying to find some other credit stuff.
Yeah, but I like the fact that I'm hoping like we're not gonna get too much flashback. That it's gonna be like 3 episodes of flashback, and 4, 5, 6, and 7
I
are gonna
think
be current.
they could finish this up in one episode, but like again, this was so short.
Mm-hmm.
This was only it was 38 minutes, but that's with credits and like the logos and everything.
Yeah.
Let's see. So I'm trying what was like the Mos Cantina band? The modal nodes or something. What race are they? This is what like I'm just trying to look up all this kind of like obscure like
I know. I'm trying.
uh,
Yeah, modal figurine D, Diana, and the modal nodes.
Yeah, I'm trying to like I'm trying to figure out like what species they are in the whole Star Wars index. It's a 7-member band. Who were the okay, Figrin Dan, a Biff.
Mm-hmm.
Biff. So okay. So when they go into that like casino like spa, there's a Biff, and I'll send you a photo.
Yeah.
And I bet Robert Rodriguez was the one jamming on the guitar because he's a musician and a guitarist. So I'm trying to find the timestamp.
Yeah, let me get that up right now.
So he looked like that, and I bet that was Robert Rodriguez, totally in costume, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
And but he was like jamming on a guitar because he's a music. Oh, there he is. So go to 1850. If you go to 1855, the guy next to that, like
Max Rebo.
Is that Max Rebo?
Well, I don't know if it's Max Rebo.
He looks like Max. He looks like Max Rebo.
Yeah.
He looks like Max Rebo. Let's see. I'm wondering. I don't think that was the Max Rebo band, though.
No, I don't think so.
Because let's see. Trying to figure out who else was in the band.
That'd be funny if it wasn't Max Rebo and it was Hooter from friggin' Captain EO.
It's not Hooter from Captain EO, but see, there was a Biff in the Max Rebo band in Return of the Jedi, but I don't think it was meant to be this character that Robert Rodriguez, who was named like Doc Strassi or something.
Yeah,
Doc Strassi. I wonder who played the Kid Tusk. He has that bomb with that Kid Tusken Raider. I wonder who that was supposed to be.
And I wonder if
Wesley Kimmel. Is that related to Jimmy Kimmel, maybe?
No, because I don't think he has kids that young.
Yeah, he is the nephew of Jimmy Kimmel.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
So he was also in WandaVision. Who was he in WandaVision?
I don't know.
Yeah, he just had a bit role. So the kid he bonds with is Wesley Kimmel. Jimmy Kimmel's nephew.
Lucky kid.
Okay. Doc Strassi. So this is his Robert Rodriguez. His character's name is Doc Strassi. And he looked like this. The characters were like the Mos Cantina band from the first movie, but he was playing like a guitar instrument, not like kind of like a flute kind of thing.
Sax type of style thing.
Okay. But I did not know Jennifer Beals was going to be in this. I think that's pretty cool.
Well, I didn't think she was going to be right up in the first episode. I thought it was going to be later on.
There's still so much we don't know about this show at all because we've seen teasers and TV spots, but we don't know much about the casting. I think we know about there's going to be like a young girl, I think like an apprentice gangster he takes under his wing.
Mhm.
Someone by deadline. Something Thatcher. I forget what her name is.
Yeah.
Here, I have her name. This was in a Deadline article from a while back. Sophie Thatcher.
Mhm.
She is like going to be this young girl that we see. She's in the footage. I don't know her character's name, but we're going to see her in the show. I'll try and find a photo for you guys to put in the screen. But man, this episode was I'm sorry, it felt like half of an episode to me.
It was short. That's definitely for sure.
Okay, so here's Sophie Thatcher's character. I don't think we know her name yet. Let's see.
Let me share that really quick.
She's like riding this bike in one of the trailers or TV spots.
Here we go.
So this is one of the new characters for this show, and the actress is Sophie, young actress named Sophie Thatcher. I believe. I don't know if this is true.
Mhm.
Is she related to Maggie Thatcher, to Margaret Thatcher?
I doubt it, but I'll say that about Kimmel's nephew too. But could be wrong.
This is so she was on Yellow. She was on Yellow Jackets. So that was, I guess, that was sort of her first big role. But she will be in this series. I don't know this character who we're looking at right now. I don't know her name. But I guess we're gonna find out more about her. Do you sense any flirtation between Boba Fett and Jennifer Beals' character?
A little bit. It seems like she wants to be on the good side of Boba Fett, especially with that gratuity that she gave him.
Yeah, and then all the Jawas took it.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Yeah, she's like a great underrated actress. I think it's pretty cool that she's in this show.
Well, you know what they've been doing. They've been, for the television shows, they have been bringing in some good talent.
Yeah, for sure.
I think it's cool though. I just like that Ming-Na and getting someone like Jennifer Beals, who was sort of like an it girl in the 80s. Giving them a cool role for this show. I think it's pretty neat.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at it, most of the leads in this show are they're not young bucks.
But that's a good thing. I think, for the show.
I think it is a good thing.
Yeah. Because I think that's with this show. I think you really do need to see some age on the show to see what's happened and see what's been going on.
But more than anything, I thank you, Jon Favreau, Robert Rodriguez, Dave Filoni, for giving us that prologue where we see him in the Sarlacc pit. So once and for all, we see him get out of the Sarlacc pit. Yep. So it was only like a minute. That scene probably only lasted like a minute, right?
Yeah.
Or maybe 2 minutes. But we finally got the question answered, how he got out of the Sarlacc pit. So
just burned his way out.
Burned his way out. He crawled his way out. He got his gear stolen by the Jawas, and then Cobb Vanth took his gear, and then he got put in captivity by the Tusken Raiders. So maybe that's why. I'm guessing that's why it took him so long to find Din Djarin, the Mandalorian, and Cobb Vanth. He was probably in captivity with the Sand People for years.
Yeah.
Probably like a really long time. So if this picks up right after Return of the Jedi, he might have been in captivity with the Sand People up until we see him again when he finds Fennec Shand's body in season 1.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
So, because I always wondered, like, okay, why was he on Tatooine so long? And why didn't he? If Cobb Vanth had his armor that whole time after Return of the Jedi and bought it off the Jawa, like Cobb Vanth bought it off the Jawas after the second Death Star was destroyed.
Yeah.
So if Boba Fett survived, like why was he just hanging out on Tatooine and not going after Cobb Vanth, or why did he wait? Because there's a period of like several years, right?
Yes.
So my guess is now that we've seen this episode, he was probably in captivity with the Tusken Raiders for most of that time. Is what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Oh, what did you guys think of the creature effects?
I thought they were good. I thought it was good.
I really liked it.
I think that last action scene with that kind of like that multi-armed creature in the desert, that was the best looking one.
Yeah.
It looked partly CG, but it looked like they might have done some animatronics and some practical rigging with that as well, but it looked fantastic.
Yeah. I agree. It looked good. Looked really good.
That creature, it reminded me of Clash, like a Ray Harry. It reminded me of like a Ray Harryhausen type creature.
Yeah. Malik, have you ever seen the original Clash of the Titans?
I don't know if I've seen the original.
Yeah, because like
I don't think it was the original though.
Yeah, because there was a character on there that kind of looked it looked close to it, but it was like all that stop motion animation within it, and it looked really good. It did bring back the memories of that when I saw it. But I like the fact that what was that, Malik?
I was saying no, I didn't. I was looking back up. No, I saw the latest one, not the original.
Yeah. I do like how, I don't know, I just like the way they did the story. I just like that. It was good. I'm waiting for next week now. We got another. Let's see. Oh, yeah.
Like it's not a 1-to-1, but it did kind of give you that kind of like old school Ray Harryhausen monster vibe, you know?
Yeah, it did. It definitely did.
It looked like an old school like stop motion monster, but you know, not done with stop motion effects, but it looked fantastic. So, and it looks like he has a bond with the kid now. The Tusken kid.
Now, who was the kid, I wonder? And will he be around for some time?
He's just a kid with the Tusken Raider tribe, you know. And he kind of has a bond with Boba Fett.
Yeah.
I don't think he's anyone of importance. He's just a random Tusken kid, and he kind of has. And Boba Fett saved him, and for saving his life, the tribe kind of has now kind of like accepted him. So that was kind of interesting.
Yeah.
But I hope, man, I wonder what it was like for Frank Trigg to be wearing that big costume and probably that heavy mask.
I really don't know. That's like one.
That's cool though.
The Gamorrean guards sure do look a lot thinner than what they used to.
Well, they weren't wearing the furs and the vests.
Yeah.
In this episode.
But
yeah.
Well, shoot, they got a little leaner. They
haven't been fed their daily what do you call it? Gruel.
Exactly.
The
frogs.
Grog. They haven't been getting their grog.
Exactly. So do you think we should wrap it up for episode 1, or
here's what I have to say. Guys, I really like this episode, but make it a little longer, please, because this was short. This was such a short episode. I needed like a couple more scenes. Like, can you try to make it like 40 minutes, 42 minutes at least? Like, this was like a little longer than the typical animated episode. Like, the first episode of The Bad Batch was like 70 minutes. So I'm like, man, why?
It was really long.
Why are you being so stingy? Why be so stingy? Like, you know, this is This is your streaming platform. Weekly, you want to do a weekly thing to kind of build the hype. I totally get that.
Yeah.
Make it a little long, but make the episodes a little longer. I felt like they could have done a little bit more and kind of not like pad it out, but I feel like, I don't know, the ending I felt was abrupt. It was the only thing I didn't really like about this episode. It kind of ended abruptly, and I felt like there was a little more they could have done to kind of really cap off this pilot.
Yeah.
Secondly, we got Ludwig van Göransson. I'm sorry if I'm misstating that. He scored The Mandalorian. He's scoring this show. His music sounds great.
Yeah.
Maybe not as quite as iconic as the Mandalorian's theme, but I'm already liking what he's doing with the music in this show. And I like that it sounds different from the Mandalorian. Yeah. It's a totally new theme, totally new composition. So I like that he's making it sound different from the way the Mandalorian sounded. So I really dig that. Awesome. So those are some other thoughts. So those are some parting thoughts, but out of 10, I would give this one. I'm going to give this one an 8.5 out of 10. I would have given it a 9 if it was like 10 minutes longer.
0.5 for 10 more minutes. It's not bad. Malik, your final thoughts.
I really like it. It was interesting. I love the flashbacks, especially flashbacks going into the new one, into the future. I love how it's set up to where she told him not to trust them, but then they came, helped them fight the other guys off. I don't know who the other guys are specifically, so I can't really say what they are.
They were assassins, probably.
Just assassins. And then they took him back to the tank, and that's when we get back to the flashback. I like the slow play of it. I think it was beautifully shot. I love the very minimal dialogue, but we're kind of already used to that because Mandalorians don't really speak that much anyway. I would give it a 9 out of 10. I think it was pretty good. I feel the next episode, I hope the next episode is a little bit longer than 38 minutes because that was just extremely short. But
do you agree with me, Malik?
Yes, I definitely agree. It was way too short.
And do you agree the ending was abrupt?
Yes, I feel we can actually finish the flashbacks in the next episode, though. I don't think we need to drag it out too long. I don't think it needs to be something that goes on throughout the entire season. But we'll see. What about you, Mike?
I liked it. I like the pacing. I like the risks they take in this series already. Visually, it was shot really well. I love the way it was shot. It looks like a great use of practical effects and using the video board wall that they've been using. That I forgot what they call it, but you could tell they're still using that, and it looks like they're perfecting that technology each and every year that we get a new Star Wars episode. So I really like it. I like the way it's going. I'm looking forward to, this is what it's doing. I'm looking forward to next week already after I finish the episode. Do I wish it was a little bit longer? Yes. I think 30 minutes is a little too short, especially since we're getting 7 episodes, but hopefully they get to at least 40-45 minutes, and I'll be happy with that just to get a little bit more. I'm really hoping, like Malik said, that these flashback sequences don't go the whole series, that next episode ties it up on the flashbacks, and then we move into the new things. Right. Overall score, I give it a 9 out of 10. And
okay, I think that's fair.
And I really enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to next week's episode.
Yeah, I think they could wrap up the flashbacks by the next episode, but we'll see. So yeah, thanks for joining us tonight, everyone. Mike, thanks for having me on. I'm sorry I was having computer problems.
That's okay.
Just had a weird like clonk out error. I hope it's not like malware or something.
Who in the world knows? You know how computers are nowadays.
Yeah, Malik, weird.
You're coming back next week, right? Or is this your final one?
I'm pretty sure I can come back next week.
Okay, cool. We just want to make sure because, as many of you know from the last episode, Malik is leaving us, going up to Oregon, to Medford, Oregon, to go to work as an MMJ up at the CBS affiliate in Medford. So we got one more show with him. So if you're watching this in replay, better come back because there's one more show left for him on MUSE TV, and then he's gone to greener and better pastures. So there we go. But hey, come by if you like this and you like the review. Hey, hit the thumbs up, subscribe. We're going to be back here every Tuesday for the Book of Boba Fett. When the show drops, we're here and we're going live. So we're going to be expanding our profile and expanding the format. We're going to try some new things. So stay tuned for a lot of that. And we'll see you next week, 11:30 p.m. here on the Book of Boba Fett watch party and after show. See you next time.